welcome everyone. I welcome the Prime Minister to the podium, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, Master Simon Ekpat Choko. BM, you're welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much.
This is the press.
I welcome every one of you, fellow Biafrans all over the world, those that are listening live and those that will listen after this particular space. I have come this evening unannounced to brief Biafrans on the success that the Biafra government are making globally. We need to, as we approach December 2nd or the November-December convention, it is very important and imperative that will keep you updated every time when the opportunity calls. My fellow Biafrans, you must understand one thing, which will become a norm as we go forward. Always remember that Nigeria terrorist state came into being through conquest and the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied indigenous people the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted in 1914. And it was called the amalgamation of Nigeria. Today, we are no longer comfortable in this amalgamation. We are no longer comfortable in this conquest. We are no longer comfortable in this injustice, in this faulty foundation. And we say it is time for redress after decades. And of course, as we all know how government works all over the world from history, somebody have to rise up to brutally, ruthlessly resist them, especially when the government become evil, like Nigeria. Somebody have to get up and lead that change. And that's exactly what we are doing today. Like they have done it in America and other parts of the world. America took the bull by its horn in 1776 against the same people we are fighting today in Proce. And that's exactly why it is important that you know the diplomatic wave of the Biafra government today. In the past weeks, the Biafra government has met notable decision makers in the United States, Washington, D.C., on a diplomatic consultation over the Biafra coming declaration in Finland. And of course, this consultation continues, including consultation with a high-level individuals across Asia, and of course Africa as well. Like you all know, last week, the officials of the Biafra government met with dignitaries, policymakers, decision makers, including the Speaker of the House of Representatives of the United States of America. We will continue to educate them on the need for Biafra to become an independent state. We will continue to educate them on the need to support the declaration of Biafra. We will continue to educate them on the need to also support the Biafra self-referendum, because Nigeria thought by locking the door of the constitution, they have defeated everybody. But we have smarted them. So this consultation will continue even after the declaration of the 2nd of December 2024, until those who have what it takes to pursue and support the recognition of Biafra will understand the need for them to do so. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand one thing, that the civil disobedience that we have used for the past 3 years have yielded the exact and even more than the result we required and we expected from it. And you know, with all the propaganda, the blackmail they use trying to demonize our people, demonize them, not to continue to sit at home, they failed. And let me tell you, you know, one of the things they usually come with is that, oh, you are destroying the economy. Oh, the sit at home, because of the sit at home, they have lost billions in the South. Now, let me make it very clear today. Any day they come with such nonsense, ask them, when the sit at home was not there, they were making this billion. What have they done with the billions? Ask them, what have they done with the billions? And what have the sit at home now done to stop that thing that we're doing with the billions? Ask them, what have they done when the sit at home was not there and they were generating these billions? Did they use it to build road? The answer is no. Did they use these billions to build hospital? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to build social amenity for you? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you national insurance scheme? The answer is no. Did they use this billion to give you free education? The answer is no. Then why are they now so worried about losing these particular billions to the sit at home. Do you know who it is affecting? It's affecting them. That billion they were looting is what they cannot loot again. And everybody is hungry. All of them. Ask them, how have they sit at home destroyed ordinary man's economy? They were not sharing those billion with them. How have they sit at home or this billion that they are talking about affect an ordinary man who goes out and sell market and feed his family? And if he didn't go tomorrow, he will go the next day to sell and feed his family. It doesn't affect them. And that is why our people discover that actually it is very, very effective. They keyed into it. The people that are subjugating our people to slavery were the one shouting and crying of economy. The economy that the common man never benefited from. The economy that the common man will never benefited. Before they could train their children in school, they will suffer and suffer and suffer. Why these people are making billions through the revenue that they generate from different states. Today, they are losing that revenue and they are crying of economy. I want you to understand also that for those of them today that are surprised of the wave that the Biafra government is making globally, using our lobbyists and from different dimensions that we are using for the liberation of Biafra, they are surprised. They call it fake. They say it's a photoshopping. You can imagine. We will be posting Speaker of House of Representatives of the United States of America. We post it on Twitter, our finance minister. And so, as we are today, as a government, we will now be posting fake image of high, top ranked officials of the United States of America on Twitter, claiming that we met them. This is the level of idiocy of the people who have been shouting Biafra for many years. Because that is what they did, actually. Of course, they cannot even Photoshop reasonable people. But most of the things they posted for many years were all Photoshop. Many of them, everything is Photoshop. The Photoshop that I said I'm going to bring sheep, they use it to feed their ego, feed themselves on social media. The Photoshop where I posted the guy that died in Russia, which I have refused to make a video to today. The Photoshop, everything about them is Photoshopping. That was how they were fighting Biafra. Now, that's why nobody ever took them serious. But today, we are not in Photoshopping in the government. Everything is real. I went to the office of the president of Finland to submit a document. Then, that was like 2 years ago, they say it's fake. And with my level in Finland, I will be posting that I submitted a letter to the office of the president of Finland and it is fake. I brought even acknowledgement from the office of the president Niinisto, the former president, that they have received the letter where I was appealing to them to support the Biafra independence. They acknowledge the receipt of that letter with evidences of Nigeria violation of Biafra rights and this criminals, political pressure group IPOB Nigeria, they say is a fake. I want you to understand that they remain criminals and fake. They remain Nigeria political pressure group. Otherwise, under IPOB Mazen Namdekano, he was looking for 100 men. With all the idiots scattered all over the world shouting IPOB, IPOB, Mazen Namdekano was looking for 100 men. Do you think he was actually wrong? Do you think Mazen Namdekano was wrong to be shouting for 100 men on Radio Biafra, where this illiterate will littered everywhere, doing container shipping with IPOB money? Is it that Mazen Namdekano was wrong for saying, I need 100 men, where they have all these market women? If market women, I don't want to belittle the market women, they're actually very hardworking. But today, when we say that we are not going to use lobbies, we're not going to waste money on lobbies, was when we do not have the foundation. Was when there was nothing to show. You don't go and start paying lobbies when you don't have anything on ground. That was what this political pressure group did, only to just entice people and scam their fans of their hard-earned money. That was what they did. They deceived Masinam Dikano to be paying 80,000. Even those people paying that money, $80,000, they were doing Abatek here with the same lobby firm. How many Biafrans know that the same lobby firm that were paying 80,000 was the same lobby firm that was defending Okonjo Iweala? The same time. the same time they were defending Okonjo Iweala, and at the same time, IPOB was paying them $80,000. And you think they actually received that money? Now ask yourself, with this their so-called lobbies, can they bring one picture of them meeting anybody in Washington, D.C.? I want to share a story. The reason the $80,000 lobbying firm, whether they actually paid that money or not, the reason why that particular agreement was revoked was because of Okorafor, Uchenna. Uchenna Okorafor, the secretary to Onyendu, wanted to be part of the meeting of this lobbyist, and she participated in that meeting few times. Do you know who is the chairman of the lobbyists like representing IPOB? Do you know? Now let me tell you. The person who was in charge of the IPOB lobbying group is called Ogbuehi. Ogbuehi that doesn't know nothing in America. Ogbuehi was the one in charge of from the IPOB group. Ogbuehi was the one in charge telling the lobbyists that he is the representative of the IPOB. Uchenna Okorafor went to the meeting several times. Ogbuehi will sit there and say nothing. In fact, nothing was being said, nothing was being discussed. That Uchenna Okorafor wanted to raise an objection that this payment of $80,000 or whatever they were paid, that the money is being thrown into ocean. They started fighting her. This was happening, bam! And Onyendu was kidnapped. Now, Oyibo came on board. Giddy, 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 giddy. Hired another one they call Allen White. We did the shambolic agreement. He started paying $60,000. This time, I was the one preparing document for Allen White. I was the one, Simon Ekpa, was the one preparing, filing annexes, evidences of the Nigeria human rights violation against Biafra people. I was the one compiling documents day and night. I didn't sleep. But they were the one receiving $60,000. Nothing. The first annex, I filed it. The second annex, I filed it. Working with somebody in Strasbourg. I am sharing this story because I don't think I've shared this story ever. At the point, I questioned why 60,000 is being paid, because I am doing this job by writing and compiling these evidences as an annex. I will do it. They will tell me to do it again. I will do it. And they will have some kind of proofread these annexes up to 5 times. I will not sleep to make sure that these annexes met the standard requirement of the ICC. At the end of the day, they will pay them $60,000. I begin to question Oyibo before she begin to say, okay, now maybe we are going to stop paying them. Why am I telling this story? Then I said, we will never hire lobby. We will do this ourselves until further notice. Because you don't hire lobbyists when you don't have any structure. You don't hire lobbyists, and what are they going to be telling the people you are meeting? Oh, that you are from Biafra land, you are fighting for freedom. What exactly are you going to show? To show how serious you are. Discussing with the people, if you actually have the opportunity to meet the people, what are you going to present to them? That you are carrying flag on the street? Is that what you are going to present to them? Or that Nigeria is killing you? No! I know what I am doing. I have the template to get there. I said nobody will hire lobbyists until the right time comes. And the right time is when we have put every structure in place, including the government institution, and which includes the Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra forces. Though these are part of the government institution that must be put in place. Because as we are doing this, we will not sit down and watch Nigeria kill our people and to use their picture to go to the ICC. No, we will defend ourselves as much as possible. Then we decided to start preparing for the defense of Biafra. If you remember, we started preparing for the defense of Biafra. Then the Biafra government in exile came on board. Before then, a lot of things that happened on the ground. Yet, we decided to have the first ever convention, first ever convention internationally. First. IPOB Nigeria never did it. First ever international Biafra convention where declarations were made, where alliances were signed, and it became part of the history of the struggle. After that, we begin to put in place all the institutions of the government, department, ministries. We begin to appoint ministers, cabinet members, and all that. And of course, we begin to officially defend ourselves, engaging the Nigeria terrorist army. Head on, iron to iron, gun to gun, and they're hearing it. Now, after we have achieved all these things, we also did not just achieve them, we also defined the Biafra map. Because if you want to go and do lobby, the people that you are going to meet, if they're actually serious and real, they're first of all going to ask you, where is your map? That question that I've been asking all this while is actually the right question from the wrong people. Then we define our map. We did not just define our map, we also created the state. We allowed everybody on inside that map to define the boundaries of their state. And they did. They presented to me 40 United States of Biafra, which is the structure that we have even before the emergence of Wazirike and IPOB. I resurrected the plan of Ojoko, which is not known by anybody. Now, after that, when we see that the government is functioning very well, including, before I forget, including establishing the de facto government in the homeland, which gave birth to the map and the state structure. After that, we now say that, okay, we have achieved the criteria to be recognized as a state. You can never ever be recognized as a state under a political pressure group, according to international law. The law of Montevideo Convention make it very clear. The criteria you must attain to be recognized as a state. Under IPOB Nigeria, you can never qualify for that. Where is the structure? And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw and told this idiot. Go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He is bringing a new dimension to this awareness we're making. Now look around yourself. Will you say there is no new dimension? Will you say that we are doing what we were doing since 10 years